What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central. It appears as though my chat on YouTube is broken, though it seems to be working properly. Don't know what's happening here. Pop out chats. Oh, there it is. It's working there. Very strange. Very peculiar. Now I can see you guys can talk, but like my chat on YouTube is missing. So I'm trying to resize it. So I've got another chat applet here. I'm trying to resize it so I can see a lot more. Good enough. Okay. We're definitely missing some tools here. But we're going to make it work. Okay. All right. So, what is up, Heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central. Happy Monday, everybody. Not planning on doing any math, though it is Math Monday. We'll do our best. I'm wearing a neon green, greenish yellow shirt. I got a new chair. Pretty hyped about my new chair. It's not like an over-the-top gaming chair because I don't really want all of that. But I thought today we could spend a little bit of time talking about the artifact event over on Hero Wars Mobile. Talk about best practices for leveling artifacts, and then I would like some potential examples from the chat, some teams that we may have questions about in what order to level up the various artifacts. First of all, I'm curious how everybody's weekend went. Let's see if... Nope. Chat is still busted. My complete chat section on my YouTube dashboard is just missing. It's just missing. Well, that's super unfrustrated. Or super unfrustrated? Super frustrating. Let's see. Good morning, D. Warman. Good morning, Cinder, Richard Cochran. I see a penguin there in the live stream. Glenn, Malvaso, Exuvium, Limbicago, Mike Magnus. Welcome. Hey, Charlie, I have a couple of comments regarding your Mojo's Brawl and rework video. First, you added as a note that for the Brawl, you need 12 wins per day. It's actually 22. 3 plus 7 plus 12 equals 32. Or 22, okay. Thank you, October Bright Sunny. I definitely mismathed that. Monday morning system is still chilling on weekend mode? I guess so. I don't know what's happening with this. You know, YouTube has been adding a lot of new functionality for us content creators. I don't have the ability yet to do the gifted subs, but gifted memberships. But they recently started rolling out gifted memberships, so that it is something that we can award people, or individuals that are already members can purchase memberships for other people. Therefore, giving more access to some of the exclusive functions, like the Hidden Hero Wars Central Hero channel on the Discord, as well as the special emotes and all of that. What's up, Mark? Cloakman, bonjour. There you go. Getting hit by Yasmin 10 times in a tower really forces you to reevaluate your roster leveling priorities. Yeah, but if you were leveling Yasmin, you'd be saying the same thing about Helios. So yeah, YouTube is trying to compete with Twitch. Monta, I got news for you. They don't need to compete. YouTube is already so much better than Twitch. So much better than Twitch that there's only a small handful of things that Twitch still does better, and those are very small quality of life things that YouTube doesn't necessarily need, though it would be very nice. I would love to have a little bit more interaction with chats. Like the being able to do the games and earning energy and different, earning things for watching and different games we can do in chats. We can already do some polls. I got access to polls not too long ago, so that's pretty nice. The super chats and the mega chats, I've had access to for a little while, but the ability to raid YouTube live streams is fantastic. So if and when I do decide to send my traffic over to another YouTube channel of mine, I could do that, and that might be a little fun. Send it over to the to the restaurant review channel, do a live stream over there. That'd be kind of silly though. And the gifted subs is a huge thing, if one or two people a month get some, gift some subs, and depending on how well people interact, like I could do, like for example, let's see, Monta is somebody that's in every one of my live streams, like just about every single one of them. So it would be cool to be able to reward people with channel memberships so that they could use some of the exclusive emotes and all of that. Let's see. I beat Alyssa the Weaver 160. Congratulations, Dan. I try to beat this team, Rufus without Biscuit. We're not going to do some team fights right now, Nate. We did plenty of team fights last week. I'm sure it's a fantastically strong team, but we're going to talk a little bit about mobile today. Let's actually switch over to that and get this discussion underway. Oh, not that. BlueStacks. There we go. The Treasure of the Valkyries is one of the best events on Hero Wars Mobile. But at the same time, it is, in my opinion, not the most important resource. I think skin stones will continue and will... They are the most important resource, and they will continue to become more and more important as they add 5th, 6th, and 7th skins to various heroes over the next 5 years or so. You have login, and just logging in gets you emeralds, so already a step above a lot of other events. A lot of other login rewards simply rewards you with soul stones or lesser rewards. Giving us just emeralds is an amazing quality of life reward for just showing up. Just showing up. In fact, here's a helpful hint for, your career and your jobs. Showing up and doing what you're supposed to do is going to make you better than 90% of your competition. Just showing up. Beginning expeditions, 20 over 3 days, should be incredibly easy to do. Again, we're rewarded with artifact coins and more emeralds. Just getting emeralds is such a nice thing. And I don't know how frequently the Treasure of the Valkyries event comes around. I believe it's either once every 2 or 3 months. But this definitely skews the free emeralds that a player gets into the higher numbers if you consider, yourself a daily or at least a weekly player. Of course, they have the spend emeralds task for a lot of artifact coins and chaos cores. Chaos cores, of course, what you need along with artifact coins to evolve the star rating of your artifacts. Evolve the star rating of your artifacts. Fusion of Souls is where we start to get some of the resources required to level up the artifacts themselves, all the way up to level 100 or so. The Essence Chest is for your weapon, and this is for collecting soul stones of any hero, 250. You have Secrets of Outland, open chests. This is going to provide you with the scrolls. This will help level up the book, which is the middle artifact on a given hero. And you get, I believe you get a choice of varying quality. You get a lot of the gray tier or very little of the orange tier. And then spending energy will provide you with the artifact metals. And this is what you use to level up your ring. Spending 4,000 energy in a weekend isn't terrible, or in a 3-day window, I should say, isn't terrible. That's about 1,333 energy per day. Definitely gonna have to spend a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, these rewards for leveling up your hero's artifacts, greatly appreciated. And, whenever we make decisions, whenever we make decisions about should you spend on an event or not, this is definitely one of the higher quality events, even though, just like everything else, there are some efficiencies and breakpoints that are going to matter differently for everybody else, depending on where you are in your Hero Wars account. All right. So transitioning into what you use these resources for, let's take a look at our, let's take a look at Luther here. Now, to level up Luther's artifacts, first of all, there are 3 artifacts. Every hero has 3 artifacts. The artifact weapon provides a team buff and is something that isn't 100% chance until you get it to at least 3 stars. And to evolve the artifacts, you need the actual fragments. You can see I have 1 out of 50 right here. So you could go in and buy them from the merchant, buy them directly from the merchant. And in order to buy them, you need artifact coins. Okay, the only use for artifact coins is to buy fragments for your artifacts. Now, a big argument can be made to not 6-star your artifacts because there's no current really easy way, there's no current great thing to do with extra artifacts. So you get to this point, it ends up being, I don't know, I don't really condone it. I'm all for just maxing out the artifact as soon as you can. The Chaos Cores is an alternate resource that you need. You cannot buy them. You can only get them from special events in the artifact chest, as well as completing expeditions. People tend to have a lot of these, although if you tend to spread out and rank up a ton of heroes, then, say you're working on 10 or 15 heroes artifacts, then you're going to run out of the Chaos Cores relatively quickly. Another great reason why you should focus on your primary team, maybe even your primary 2 or 3 heroes whenever you're dealing with resource management like this. And then the essence is what you actually use to level up. You see it's level 69, level 48, and level 100. You need the essences of varying color quantities from gray, green, blue up into orange. Into violet and then orange. And you can see that I have the scrolls here, the green scrolls, and then I've got a rank 100 ring right here, but this would show as the medals if I go over to Astaroth. Here we go. Need some of the artifact medals. Yeah. Treasure of the Valkyries is a great event. It would be interesting to quantify how much power a skin adds versus ranking up artifacts. Griff, there is actually a way to quantify that. If you're talking about the actual number, people have done the math. People have figured out what each piece of a hero adds to their total power level. I think Tim's spreadsheet over on the Hero Wars Mobile, the GOAT Facebook page, he has a spreadsheet you can download, and one of the tabs on the spreadsheet tells you exactly how much power level, and we're referring to the power of the hero in the bottom right-hand corner of the hero screen down here, 49,702. How much power level you get for ranking up a skill versus an item versus a skin versus an artifact, evolving, leveling up, all of that. Next mobile event, beach skins or Morgan revamp. Who knows, Mike? Very soon. Hopefully they're both coming very soon. Getting an artifact 6 stars has a very minor impact on efficiency since most artifact fragments come from artifact coins. Okay, thank you. Would it be nice if they put that on Facebook Web for the same event? I mean, we get them from time to time. Different schedules. Exuvium asks, so you'd recommend maxing out the artifacts on your main team before touching them on secondary teams? So this is a great question. Let's discuss best practices for leveling up artifacts. Let's go ahead and get into that part of this conversation, right? We have the event where we can get the resources. You can also get the resources from opening artifact chests. You can also get the resources from doing your expeditions every single day. One of the things that you should be doing every day as a matter of habit or routine is making sure you constantly have expeditions going, because of the sheer volume of items that you need, very much like the skins. So with every hero on your team, and I'm talking about your primary team here, not your secondary team. Let's start with the primary team first. I want to get every first artifact to 3 stars or higher. Okay. And the reason for that is if it's a 1 or a 2-star artifact, the activation chance for the team buff, right? Jorgen here gives his entire team magic attack. Kira gives her entire team physical attack. Celeste gives her entire team magic attack. Excuse me. Once you get to 3-star, that becomes a 100% chance. Now, it doesn't increase the chance if you go to 4, 5, or 6-star. It just increases the amount of the team buff, much like leveling up the item itself from level 1 all the way up to level 100. but getting it to at least a 3-star artifact weapon, this is where I would spend my coins first and foremost. Yeah, and there are some teams that don't necessarily need all of a hero's, in a lineup's team buffs. But if you take a look at the team that I've kind of got built here, the team that I was using was Luther, Anvari, Martha, Satori, Celeste. Okay, so if we take a look at Satori's artifact, he provides magic attack. We just looked at Luther. Luther provides armor. Martha provides armor. Celeste provides magic attack. And then let's show you Anvari's artifacts. Here we go. Provides armor as well. Now, armor buffs are nice, right? They help prevent your team from taking too much damage from physical attacking heroes. But having three on the same team makes it so that every one beyond the first is a little less important. It's a little less important. So even though as a blanket statement, I would say get your primary artifact to 3-star across the board for your 5 main heroes or your 7 main heroes, getting those to 3 stars is going to be incredibly important and an incredibly efficient use of your artifact coins. If you can't get them from the expedition or from the chest, then buying the fragments from the merchant to get them up to at least a 3-star. That's what I would consider the absolute most important. But with that being said, if you have 3 armor artifacts, or there are many other examples of when this might not necessarily be the most efficient way to go. For example, let's say that there is a hero on your team that tends to not ult very frequently, or that takes a long time to ult. Maybe you're going up against a lot of Astaroths and your energy is being burnt, so you don't have the ability to ult that much. Martha, as a general rule, tends to ult a little bit slower than other heroes in the 5th slot just because of her high armor and her high health. Of course, you can artificially keep her numbers low to speed up her ult gain. So maybe it is worth considering that in a 5-hero lineup, like I've got here, Luther, Satori, Celeste, Martha, and Anvari, maybe you don't focus so much on Martha's primary weapon artifacts in favor of maybe boosting your tank's book or your tank's ring. Okay, now how I like to play things, how I like to build teams, is I like to focus on the tanks first. Even though there are a lot of hero lineups in this game that do area of effect damage and ignore your tank, I think having a tank that can survive a fight, and I'm talking about any tank, I'm not talking about Astaroth versus Aurora or Corvus versus Cleaver or Rufus, I'm not talking about any tanks in particular. I like to level up your tanks before everything else. It's just kind of how I've always designed teams, and not just in this game, but like in Final Fantasy games throughout the years. I always like to level up my tank first. I always like to put resources towards the front, and it all obviously costs me some damage output, and it obviously costs me some healing efficiency, but I tend to gravitate more towards boosting my tank's artifacts. Then I tend to go to my primary damage dealer. All right, so the fragments themselves, as you earn them, the weapon fragments are unique to every single hero. The book fragments, there is a handful of heroes that share multiple of about 5 or 6. Does anybody know off the top of your head how many different book fragments there are? I think there's 3 or 6. I can't remember exactly how many there are, but they represent the various combos of the books that you have. And then there are only 3 kinds of rings: the strength, the intelligence, and the agility ring. So if you can, I would recommend focusing all of the strength on your tank, all of the strength medals on your tank, focusing all, and I'm talking about leveling up the tank's ring, because you need medals to level up the ring. Put all of the intelligence medals, the intelligence ring medal, into your primary damage dealer if you are a mage team, or your healer if you're not a mage team, right? And then all of the agility stuff stick into your supports, or your primary damage dealer if you're using Kira or Kark or Yasmin or Dante as your primary damage dealer. obviously you're going to want to dump all of the metals into their ring instead. So you can kind of start to spread out your resource spending, right? Focus on your tank first until he's able to stay alive. As you get the unique hero-specific fragments, obviously spend those on the hero that gets them, right? And the rings only focus on 3 heroes at a time, and pick the 3 heroes: tank, damage dealer, healer, tank, support, damage dealer, you know, whatever the 3 types of healers are, the 3 types of heroes there are: strength, intelligence, and agility. And then from there, it becomes really muddy and really confusing. The book has 2 stats that generally your hero needs: dodge and health, okay? But if you take a look at Nebula, and Nebula is a perfect example of this. Nebula wants dodge and health, but she doesn't need dodge and health. Eventually, she will want dodge and health, okay? Should you spend artifact coins to rank up the star rating of this book? Should you spend the scrolls to level up this book? I think it's a low priority, right? Nebula, unless you're using her as a tank, which some people do, Nebula is usually in the middle of a lineup. Her health numbers don't really matter as much, and her dodge numbers don't really matter as much. What really matters for her is her physical attack, because that boosts her abilities, that boosts the reasons why you're there. But if you take a look at a hero like Luther, armor and magic defense are incredibly important and necessary for a tank. Okay, damage dealers, magic penetration, magic attack, very, very important for damage dealers, right? So whenever you start looking at the books and trying to make the decision on which books to level up, again, it gets very muddy and murky, but it's going to vary a lot depending on what team you have. It's going to vary, and no 5 heroes have the same schedule of, you know, of order of leveling. But I like to, after I've got my tank to a point that he's able to survive, I like to put my book resources into my damage dealer. That's just kind of how I feel about it. Louis says, for artifacts, the effect of star rank and level are multiplied by each other. In practice, there's no point leveling an artifact if it doesn't have high star, and vice versa. Great comment. Great comment. Thank you, Louis. Yeah. Just like skins, there are artifacts that are going to be more important sooner, and you can maybe focus on some of the other artifacts a little bit later on. Like, depending on where your Satori is in the lineup, maybe you don't necessarily need the armor skin leveled up now. We talked a lot about different skins that don't matter as much. Astaroth is another great example of a hero that's got some skins that maybe aren't that important. Magic attack, because of the low modifier to his skills that magic attack applies to, very low modifiers, right? Then, or how much they affect it, I guess, based on the equation, I should say. Magic attack is a lower priority skin. So if we looked at Astaroth's artifacts, if the middle one here was a magic attack based artifact, it would be less important to focus on. But it's, you know, armor and defense, magic defense is which is important for tanks. Yeah. So while each hero team has to have its own conversation, this is kind of how I like to level up my team with respect to artifacts. Yeah. Mobile, in another video, you had mentioned to save your raid tickets. Can you explain why and when to use them? Sure, Glenn, we'll talk about that in just a second. Artifacts I've leveled up beyond heroes I use. It's another story with skins. It's need 150 item. Let's see. Save your raid tickets. Rufus is getting a thong skin. Just making sure I didn't miss any questions here. Getting an artifact. Okay, I already read that. Let's see. Thanks, Charlie. I thought about some of these things concerning prioritizing the artifacts versus prioritizing the needs of each top hero. Yeah, so some heroes just have the wrong artifacts. Like, I'm trying to think of another good example of a hero that just doesn't matter to level up. Yeah, here's another good one. Like Jorgen's book. Like, you don't need armor and magic defense for Jorgen. Right? Jorgen can do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. If you give him an armor penetration buff. If you pair him with a Faceless or an Orion or somebody else that can give him magic penetration, Jorgen does a lot of damage. Jorgen Faceless is one of the more prominent combos in mobile right now. Zhu's ring barely matters. Okay, thanks, Luis. You could probably say a lot of Strength Heroes rings don't matter that much, especially non-tank, I should say. Non-tank Strength Heroes probably don't matter as much. Right? But the artifact weapon is good. It's worth leveling up. The book, while eventually will be good to have, is a low priority. It's a very low priority. And, you know, not everybody's going to run Jorgen in their team. Not everybody's going to run Nebula. Not everybody's going to run Zhu. Let's see. Whoops. Just leveled it up. Ha! Armor penetration, magic attack, armor, magic defense, magic attack health, dodge health, armor penetration, magic attack health. So, I mean, there are some obvious things that you should level up. I guess there are fewer obvious things as far as artifacts that you shouldn't level up. Yeah. Jorgen can be a tank. I think Jorgen was designed to contrast with the twins somehow. I don't think he was supposed to be a tank. He would have had the tank role in that regard. So Glenn asks about tickets. On Hero Wars Mobile, if you go into the shop and you go to the theater, you can watch ads to get a ticket. And I think it's 6 per day. Is it 6 or 8? 6 or 8 per day. I can't remember what it is. So the question was asked about, you know, why to save them up. So the reason why you would save them up is there's a sliding scale of efficiency between energy and emeralds. A lot of people would consider to just put them in emeralds. But after a certain point, it's more efficient to spend them on energy if you're spending emeralds on energy anyway. Let me explain a little bit more in depth. So if you were to go in and buy energy, right, the more energy you buy, the more expensive they get. I believe the first 2 are worth 50 emeralds each. And then each additional one after that is worth 100. And then it keeps going. I believe it jumps up to 150 in a little while. But the more energy you buy in a day, the more expensive the energy gets as far as emeralds spend. So instead of spending all of your theater tickets on emeralds, it is worthwhile to spend some of the theater tickets on energy in very small specific situations. But with that being said, you want to save tickets because they don't expire. They don't cap, right? You can save up as many tickets as you want. You can watch ads all day long. Griff says it's 8 per day. Thank you. You can watch 8 per day. You can get 8 tickets per day. That's what, 36 energy plus 30 emeralds per day that you can get just for, you know, spending 4 minutes, 8 ads plus 2 if there's a problem watching them, a possible 10 daily. Okay. And then when an event comes along that you need to catch up with, like let's say for example that you're having trouble leveling up a handful of heroes artifacts. Maybe you just summoned Amira and you're stuck on gray artifacts. Example, you know, just an example. A good event comes along like this that has a spending energy task that's also very efficient, which I think this one's okay. I think this one's decently efficient. And then you have the spend emeralds task, right? So you spend a little bit of emeralds to buy more energy, or spend emeralds to open more outland chests, which kind of double dips here. So you would save theater tickets. Save theater tickets for events that you want to go a little deeper into. It's very similar to over on Hero Wars Facebook and web, saving portal charges, saving the bottled energy, which you can also do on mobile. Save up all the bottled energy you can, it's like that, or saving artifacts, chest keys, or 80 pet summoning eggs. You just want to save up, and you want to make sure that you're using these resources during an event. Most people, let's go back over to most people during any given day, just any day of the week that there is not an event active, right? There's not an event active. You jump in here, you open, Highwayman. You jump in here and you open some Outland chests, okay? A lot of people, if there is not an event active, a lot of people will continue to crush the Outland bosses, continue to open Outland chests until they run out of emeralds for the day or whatever. But you want to save opening Outland chests. You want to save, if you are planning on opening Outland chests, maybe you're saving up to open 100 Outland chests. You definitely would want to do that during an event. So Glenn, that's all it is. That's all it is. Just saving the tickets for an event where you can actually get more advantage out of them, right? It's a short-term gain to spend the tickets now to buy energy. To buy energy or to buy emeralds. It's a gain that you're going to get now, but you're going to get that same gain later if you wait. Okay. Now there is an argument, a counter argument that says that you're hampering yourself now, and you're not doing your guilds justice by having weaker heroes for a little bit longer until you actually do spend them. But I think that's negligible. I think it's a very, very marginal difference. So that's what you do. Holy cow, Luis, that's amazing. I'm incredibly jealous. Luis says, speaking of portal charges, finally got 4 chests in Adventure 13. Tomorrow I'll be raiding with 29 portal. Whew, that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. If it were me, man, whew, that's awesome. I wouldn't wait. I'd do it. Does anyone buy emeralds with raid tickets or gold? Yeah. Buying emeralds is good after a certain point every day. Evil Love uses 90 times 2 emeralds between attacks. Okay. Glenn, does that answer your question? Beef Bacon started following you. Beef Bacon. That's funny. Save up portals in mail, then do Adventure 13 now and then, and spend it all on raid. Yeah. I wish I was in a guild that could do Adventure 13 consistently. Very jealous. Very jealous. Come on. Might want to change your description for artifacts. What was my description? Did I spell it wrong? There we go. Fixed. Everything's been running slow for me today. Got impatient with the clicking for the brawl on what I'm spinning. Oof. Well, at least you can have a little bit of fun learning some strategy or something. I don't know. How are we doing here? Let's see. We did that. We did all of those. Have I finished these? Oh, I didn't finish the dungeon. Ooh, you guys get to watch me do the dungeon. You're welcome. You're welcome. Which is possible to take away already given artifacts and reduce your... Man, if there was a way to unlevel things, that would make this game so much better. The amount of heroes that I've leveled up to like 50k power level and then stopped Like, just... Like, I got Lilith to Violet 1. That's not too bad. Cornelius, 35k. Dante, 35k. Like, being able to put all of the... I mean, you wouldn't be able to get the energy refund. You just get the items refunded, right? But still, the number of Giant Slayer bows that you need... Man, I would love to have all of those back. Would it break the game? Would it break the game if we were able to get refund on everything? Would people just level up 5 heroes and that's it? Would that be all that anybody leveled up? 5 heroes. I guess you would need 15. I guess you would need 15 for the Grand Arena and the Global Championships, and you would need, I guess, 25 for Osh. Would that break the game? I think it would severely limit spending. I think it would too. I think it'd be a problem. I mean, that's obviously why they're not going to do it, right? You guys know very well that I do not care at all for Grand Arena. I just don't care. And while you do, on some level, need multiple lineups, especially on mobile, you don't really need multiple lineups on Facebook and web. Yeah, Facebook and web players would level up one team of 5, and that would be it. That would be it. They would probably level up 8 heroes, actually. You know, 7 or 8 heroes, and then that would be it. Just refund everything else. All of the skin stones that I've spent on Aurora, ugh. All of the artifacts that I've spent, man, look at, I mean, honestly, look at my artifacts. Look at my artifacts here. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. 100, 100, 100. Yeah, I would refund all of Cleave Daddy. I would refund all of Aurora. I would probably refund... No, that'd be probably it. Oh, man. I would refund everything from Jet. All of those. Everything from Orion, from Satori. Yeah. D. Warman says, being able to refund some of the bigger stuff like skin stones and artifacts would be greatly appreciated. The other things are not nearly as impacting. Mero Design says, Aurora, she's such a good tank. Yeah, she's a good tank. I got no room for her, though. I'm not interested in leveling her up. I don't think she's my top 3 tanks. Strange as it is possible to give to them. Yeah, I am curious why they made that decision. Like, why they let us refund Gift of the Elements, but literally nothing else. Wait a second. Oh my gosh. How long has that been playing music that's not... Ah... Well, this live stream is demonetized. Shoot. Well, let me go fix this real quick. Oh, that is frustrating. You know what? We'll just let the censors catch it. And I'll fix it later. Dang. Man, that makes me mad. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. 30, 32. So the last 8 minutes. The last 8 minutes is unusable. Crap. Oh, man. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. What did I talk about for the last 8 minutes? Crap. Oh well. Oh well. Let's see. Trips Blast asks, anything new info for... Nope. No. No chance I'm going to speculate with you in the chat. No chance. Ooh. Do we do Isaac and Sebastian? Yeah, let's do Isaac and Sebastian. So I probably don't need the Sebastian here, but having a way to counter that Leon is going to be extremely beneficial. Although, probably isn't that necessary. Excuse me. Excuse me. She's not... This player isn't using Axel as their team pet. So I'm not really too terribly scared of this Leon here. But obviously Isaac versus Celeste, Aurora, Orion is going to be huge. So we're just going to do this. We're just going to do this. Why are you dropping Aurora, and who else other than Astaroth are you going with? Corvus, the new Rufus. Rufus, Corvus are the two tanks that I'm going to be using. I'm going to continue to use Astaroth. But I think Rufus and Corvus are the two tanks that everyone needs to be leveling up. Aurora is a good tank. But if I'm gonna level up another tank, I need to level up another tank that can counter Iris and the generic mage lineups like ODH, Amira teams, that kind of thing. That's more important to me. Rufus is number 2. Rufus is really good. As people start to transition away from the twins, Rufus is going to become more and more important. The reason why I think Rufus lost favor is because he stopped being able to really counter the twins as they got more skins. You don't really counter the twins with Rufus. You counter them with, blocking the stuns, blocking the watermarks. And of course, if they're using Aurora, then, Isaac helps too. But Isaac really isn't. Isaac and Rufus really aren't the counters for the twins. But yeah. You need Sebastian with Celeste Curse Flame? Not too worried about that one. Not too worried about that one. 4 days, I finally have one defensive brawl. Oh, nice. I got a couple today. The defensive brawls are working on some level. Okay, so this team... I believe this is the lineup here. Yasmin attacking my tank is always welcome. This Yasmin, though, man. So my Helios still isn't quite strong enough to fight this team consistently. Lucilis. My arch nemesis. Sebastian Helios. Is this the team that I used last week? How would they seem? Yeah, same lineup. Same lineup. It just got me. Guess I'm not done leveling up my Helios. Thought I got him strong enough that I could defeat that team consistently. Still struggling versus high-end Yasmins with my lineup. That is a bummer. Let's see. I have 0 defenses on brawls. Well, I did have a couple yesterday. I promise I had a couple yesterday. Let's see. I try to do 1,000 energy every day to do my daily quest. I have to buy energy to do it. Is that wrong? No, Glenn. A lot of people would say that the small amount of emeralds, like spending like 300 to 400 emeralds every day on energy, is an extremely efficient use of emeralds, especially early on as you're trying to rank up the color rank of some of your primary line. Once you have a lot of heroes at that high orange ranking or even into the reds, the color rank becomes less important. The skins and the artifacts start to become a little bit more important. Of course, there are still some heroes that gets most of their stats at red +1, red +2, orange +4, orange +3. So I would be interested to see if anybody's done the math on the energy spend. And you know, I always spend probably about 500 emeralds every day on energy. In fact, I have a hard time completing the 1750 activity requirement without it, unless of course I go in and exchange. But that 250 to 500 energy extra spent on items every day will add up over time. Will add up pretty quickly. You were trying to reach the 170. I usually only buy 250 emeralds each, then exchange items for the rest. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's it. Maybe just the first 100 emeralds is the right play. I don't know. How would you feel about a live battle mode where you would wait for an opponent to fight in real time? I think that Boulevard, I think that's a really cool idea. I think there's enough players for that. You have to be careful though. You'd have to make it so that the rewards were probably the same as like the Grand Arena rewards every day. Because the problem with that is you're going to want people to... You're going to have people that are willing to do those on top of Arena and Grand Arena. And if they offered a different reward, then people would want to do that. And then you're dealing with a lot of like trying to... like a whole matchmaking system that I bet that they don't have. They could probably modify the Arena matchmaking system though. Probably? I don't know. Because like in Arena, for example, in Arena, if I wanted to move up in Arena and I wanted to fight Nick, I'm ranked 236, Nick is 228. So he's within my range to be able to fight him, right? So I can immediately attack Nick right now. Nick doesn't have to be online. Boom. Away we go. But what if I logged in and there's nobody in my range? Like, what if they have this matchmaking formula and there's nobody in my range for me to attack? Then you're dealing with people complaining about not being able to finish their daily live brawl or live attack activity every single day. It's hard to say. I think that it'd be cool. I think that being able to like manually, if two players can manually fight at the same time, maybe for not a reward, right? Maybe you can like, because like right now in mobile and on Facebook and web, you can do guild battles. You can also send private messages for guild battles or for battles also. If you could challenge somebody and then both of you are in manual mode, that'd be really cool. That'd be pretty cool. What's up, Veronica? Welcome back to the live stream. I often run out of all things to do in the game, so having a 1v1 manual fight mode would be cool, even if it didn't have a... Imagine how much like Renee could challenge me, or Boulevard could, you could be like, Charlie, can you? I'd love to fight you today, and I'd be like, all right, winner gets something. Maybe you could. Well, they wouldn't want to do like wagering because then you start breaking laws. You wouldn't want to be able to wager anything because then you're gonna then you get into money laundering and that'd be a nightmare. Arena spectator mode, that'd be kind of cool. Just put the word in. Yeah, Boulevard. I'll reach out to Andrew about it and see if they've ever thought about anything like that. They may not have the ability to. Like they may not have the actual technology for something like that. I'm trying to think of other games. Party Clash, right? That does it? Like you're both live? Clash of Clans? Or is it you set up your defensive? I don't know. Richard W, thank you for asking. I'm well also. Clash Royale. Clash Royale. Yes, that's it. That's it. Yeah, you watch top rank. But see, okay, so Nate Smith says you watch top rank people in arena fight others defending. You'll have, I mean, people like to keep their teams private though, so that might be a problem also. Turn-based games. Yeah, I don't know how they can implement that. It would be good. It'd be a fun thing that they could add for sure. Veronica says that she just wouldn't make time for it. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I'm bummed that I lost that fight. I guess maybe more magic attack. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, tomorrow's live stream is at 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 5 p.m. UTC. If we get event information, I'll happily share it. I'll probably do some kind of clickbait title, something like the event you can't miss. People will throw a fit. It's been an interesting weekend. Interesting weekend for the comment section. We had a good live stream today. A really good live stream. Aside from the fact that about 10 minutes of it is going to get the whole thing demonetized, and the chat just decided to not work today. It works for you all, but not for me. So I guess that's fine. We made it work. Yeah, sorry, Nate. We just didn't have time. We spent too much time on Mojo Brawls last week. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to hanging out with all of you tomorrow. Like I said, pretty strong live stream. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.